So I don't expect the surface to be really nice, clean, but the shape will be good enough for now. So speaking of the shape, I have nothing in mind. Yeah, that's a very rough cut. I'll show you. So it's the roughest part of the bowl, and then there's smooth grain, and then there's rough again. So that's very expected. I can actually get a much better cut just with the spindle gouge, but right now I was just trying to get this straight, and you can see it's very nice and clean, ready to be cut further. So I actually have a lot of bowls that look like just like this, and I think with this I kind of want it to look a little bit different, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. Might have to make a recess then instead. Yeah, well, we'll see, but I think I'm gonna stick with this shape. It's almost like a little mini pot. We'll see. It doesn't matter very much. So I'm gonna do a final shaping. So I'm gonna sharpen the gouge first, and I'm going to do. I will have a foot still, like a mini foot, but I'm probably gonna do a mortise on this one. Yeah. Yeah, let's do a very soft cut on this, and yep. So I'll have a clean cut, prep it for using the scraper after this. So we're only prepping it here, so I don't mind having some tool marks, but I cannot have any torn grain. There we go. I think that's fine. See a little bump here. I'm gonna see if I can take it off. Took off a little bit more than just the bump, so I'm gonna come here and shear scrape. All I'm doing is blending it in. Yeah, this is gonna be a really simple piece to do, because I don't know what the video is gonna look like anyway. Yeah, it's coming along. Okay, so I set the foot there. Right now I have it where I had it in the beginning. When I bring the scrapers in now, I can change that. I want to have a little bit of foot just because then when it's on the table, it almost looks like it's floating. So I want there to be a little bit of a gap between the bowl and the table, but I don't think I need a foot this big for that. The foot is going to be interesting for this because kind of don't want it to show, so I'm going to undercut it a little bit. and then round it over. Now, it is not lost on me that this is an entirely too large of a spindle gouge for this work, but you can see it's working. I do not have a smaller spindle gouge. I have one that is, I think, 10 mil spindle, flute. So that is tiny. I could bring it in for this work, but I don't think I need to. So someone told me you don't want to push when you're in the center, because then you break or tear the grain. So I'm trying that out today. I have not tried that out before. I usually just go right through it like that with a knife. We will see. Okay, so at this point we should have clean enough surface. So I'll bring it in. So that's where all the torn grain was, and you can see pretty much like really small pieces right here, but it is ready for scraping. And that's the final shape pretty much, just so that I have something different. I did undercut the foot a little bit, but I think it didn't come through, so I'll do that again. I'll undercut it, and I'll scrape it, and I'll put a mortise on. So that's the next steps. Now just want to make sure I'm scraping at the center. A light touch. A little bit at a time. I don't have the skills to do all of this at once. So I'm just looking for some wispy shavings. I'm not looking to reshape. What I do is I usually just feel for vibrations. And if there's enough vibrations, I just go over that spot a couple more times. Otherwise, I just move on to the next segment of the bowl. Top third can be a little tricky because you're at an awkward angle, but don't worry, we'll figure it out. This is shear scraping. This one I am also scraping much above the center, which is not ideal, but too lazy to move my tool rest. So I'm gonna call that done. We'll check the surface in a second. Now let me make sure that, so now I'm actually looking to reshape. I am looking to reshape the base. Sorry, the camera was in the way. So I reshaped it and made it so it's going in. take away the edge, and this is gonna come off. So the way I do it is, well, first let's look at the surface. When you're in closer, you can see it's pretty much perfect. There's a little bit of tear out right here. I don't even know if camera is picking any of this, but there was some here. There's some very minor tear out here if I do that, but since I can do it this way, you can tell that if I sand it in reverse, that's gonna get sanded away. That's the base. That's gonna be my foot. That's gonna be the final shape. I'm not gonna change that. So yeah, as far as the mortise goes, I do it. Pencil here. So first I need the center. So you must have seen people do this, but you kind of go to the center like that. It helps if the pencil has, and then I printed this. It's just 3D print with some measurements, but I'll line it up in the center, and oof, that's not ideal, is it? So this is telling me that right here is where my recess or mortise should go, and this is for a tenon around here. So all right, so there's been a development. Realized that if I want a mortise, which is what I do want, I'll have to drill a hole actually the size of this right here. That's where my foot is. So thought about it, and I mean, I guess I don't want to change the curve because, like I said, I'm not changing this. It would have been nice for it to sit and feel like it was floating, but if we can't have that, then that's it. This one will not have a foot. Lieutenant Dan. Those legs. Okay, anyway. So with that established, this is another scraper. And I'm gonna go straight in. Well, not really, because it is a square inch scraper, so if I go straight in, I'll get tear out and stuff, so I just go at an angle. However, I just thought of something else. Could have a ring right here in the middle, and that could be my foot. It makes it float. I could do that. Well, first I need some thickness so that I can get in there, and some depth so I can hold on. There's my depth. Alright, so